Hi, this is Monica from Run Eat Repeat, and today I'm talking about weight loss. Last week I posted on Run Eat Repeat about how I lost weight, and I will link to that below. That post got a ton of questions, and I wanted to break each one of my kind of lessons or things that I had figured out that had helped me lose weight down individually because it needed some clarification with all of the questions I got. And I want to be helpful to you. So here we're gonna go. The first one, okay, so I said notes on how I lost weight because this really is like a big picture thing, and it's been a long process and it's still things I'm figuring out. But anyway, my first one is I didn't set a goal of losing 10 or 15 pounds. I don't know how much weight I've lost because I don't weigh myself. I don't want to know. It's never once made me feel good to weigh myself. And I think that was a huge thing. A lot of people have asked, how much weight have you lost? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't want to know because I bet it'll make me feel bad, to be perfectly honest. There's nothing, it's not going to make me feel good because there is this kind of, on some level, still like goal weight idea in my head. And this is a goal weight that I made up probably when I was a senior in high school or just out of high school. And I've never weighed that, probably when I was in third grade. It's not realistic for my body, but it is something that I have, wanted so bad, or so I thought. And even when I got down on the scale, I think at 1 or 2 points in my life, I have weighed like 145 or something, or even below that. And it wasn't even like I thought, yes, like I am getting there. Really what I wanted is to weigh something in the 130s. I wanted to be like 139. Like if I could just not be 140 something. And mind you, it wasn't like I was hanging out in the 140s. Like I was like 150 something. It wasn't close. And it's never once said that. I've never seen 130 anything on the scale. But it was just something in my head that I thought, this is what I want. Like this is my goal weight. Just not this is what I want. Like it's not like my life's dream, but it was like, this is my goal weight. So if I'm dieting and I'm exercising, like that's what I'm working towards. Like if you're training for a marathon, you're working to run a marathon. If I'm dieting, I am working to get to 139, or so I thought for a really long time. And even if the scale was going down, it was never like I feel great about this. So real talk, have you ever gotten on the scale and it's made you feel good? And if it has, why is that? Like even if it did, even if getting on the scale made me feel good, like why do I need that to feel good? Because that is kind of a weird thing to kind of identify, like this is what is going to make me feel good today. And it's not necessarily where the priorities should be, because it's not about feeling good health-wise. Like you go for a run or you take a Zumba class or you like learn to cook and eat a really healthy meal, and then after you're like, wow, I feel really great. It's not good in a like I am helping my body good. It was good in like this is how I'm kind of defining an accomplishment. So I realized at some point that it was super messed up, and I threw away my scale, and it was gone for a long time. And then I wanted to do the 24-day challenge, and I was like, okay, I bought a new scale. And I did have it, when I did the 24-day challenge, I did weigh myself, but I don't think I weighed myself along the way necessarily, because I know I did it, I did a couple of things to not like define myself by the scale. One is sometimes I would get on the scale and then I would grab my phone and take a picture of it and then like look at it later kind of thing when I felt like I was in a better place. Or I would have someone else read it. I would be like, what does it say? And then I would like get on it in a week and be like, is it going down? Like it was just like this thing that I realized it wasn't healthy for me. So I haven't weighed myself, and that has been helpful, because then if I am not weighing myself, I am not just going by how much weight I'm losing. So then I can tweak it and eat according to more what I'm craving, more what my body wants. I'm not worried about eating things with like sodium or time of the month or any of those. Like, who cares? I don't personally care right now in my life. I don't want to know. And I think that has been helpful, because not aiming for weight loss in the scale, there's so many other ways. If you really want to measure, there are so many other things you can do. You can measure body fat by a professional. Go somewhere professionally and have them measure it and let them assess it. Let them take your measurements, and then you go back after a while. Or you can measure it by like a tape measure or clothes. But outside of that, really, like if you're trying to go for intuitive eating and or being healthier, then how you feel is a really big thing. And it sucks. When I first discovered intuitive eating, I loved the concept of it, but I didn't want to actually do it, because I don't know how many times I started a diet thinking, once I like lose 10 pounds, I'll start intuitive eating, you know, because then I'll be able to just maintain. I'll use intuitive eating to maintain my weight, but I don't think it's gonna help me lose weight, and that's really what I want, so I'm gonna diet. And then and it was like that roller coaster of dieting for years, because I wasn't willing to give up the scale kind of thing. And it was like a combination of things, and this is why it's kind of a journey. And don't let it take you this long, because it has taken me forever, because I was so stubborn. I would say do your own thing. Obviously, that's like, I am all about biodiversity. You have to do what's best for your body. I'm just some crazy person on the internet, who the hell knows, but be really honest with yourself. And if there is something you are doing and you're trying to tell yourself that it is for health reasons, or I don't even know, to lose weight or whatever, and while you're doing it, it makes you feel like shit about yourself, either physically or emotionally, don't do it anymore. And find some other accountability or method or something you can do, because that was helpful to me. Not getting tied to wanting to lose 10 pounds, wanting to lose 12 pounds, wanting to be 139. I'm 5'6", by the way, because I know everyone's gonna ask. I'm 5'6". And I don't know how much I weigh right now, but I've probably been between 150 and 155 most of my blog life. And I don't know how much below I'm at. I don't think, and it doesn't really matter, but I don't think I'm like I'm not 139, for sure. I would like bet everything on that. But I don't think I'm super much below that, to be honest. I think I've like toned up a lot, and I know my angles, which is something else I said. I don't know if I said that in point number 1. I did. I said all of this. I'm super redundant. To be honest, I don't think I've lost that much weight, because my clothes have went down like one size. Most of the stuff I still wear. But I know my angles. Know your angles, ladies. That's all you need to do. Get a spray tan, know your angles if you're that worried about it. But that was my point number 1. And we will talk about another point soon. But I hope that was helpful. If it was, if it wasn't, either way, subscribe. Thanks for watching.